Well, we'll try and take stock as to how global indices and global markets are doing this Monday morning. We have a good fresh start to this week, and it's been a tempered week for global markets over the last 1 week or so. When we look at US indices, well, Wall Street's all three major US indices closed with gains on Friday, in fact clocking the fourth consecutive day of gains for both the S&P 500 as well as the Nasdaq, and the Dow clocked its fifth straight day of gains. Now that's the entire week in the green for the Dow, and that's not happened since May of 2021. So definitely a positive look at indices. When we look at the Nasdaq, it gained around 2% plus in trade on Friday. The S&P 500 was up around 1.17%, and the Dow was up around 4/5%. Of course, as I said, gaining for the fifth straight day in a row. Tech stocks led the rally, especially in US markets on Friday. In fact, the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq posted their biggest weekly gains since November of 2020. So definitely things looking more tempered, less volatile at the moment. US futures though are slightly lower in early trade today, and when we do look at US futures, they're down anything between a fourth to a third of a percent broadly, with the S&P 500 futures down around a fourth of a percent. So definitely certain negative cues coming out of the US futures numbers. Moving quickly on to Europe, well, Europe was also majorly in the green. The FTSE was up around 1/4%, the DAX was up around 1/5%, the CAC 40 was up around 1/10% or so, and the Stock 600 too around 1/10% higher, with tech stocks again leading the rally. It's going back towards growth. Coming quickly on to how Asia has opened this Monday morning, well, China has left its loan prime rates unchanged, and that has kind of led to a positivity in Asian markets as well. They opened positive even prior to the announcement, so broadly they've remained positive post this announcement, of course. And when we look at the Asian indices, they are broadly in the green, other than the ASX 200, which is down around 1/10% or so, and the Kospi is down around 1/4%. So both indices in China as well as Japan in the green at the moment. Shanghai absolutely flat, but in the green nonetheless. When we look at how the SGX Nifty futures are doing, well, it's up around 0.6%, 3/5% higher in early trade today as we speak. When we look at commodities, gold continues to decline marginally. It's at around the $1925 an ounce mark as safe haven demands continue to ease. Oil prices though have silently climbed higher. We look at oil at around $107 a barrel in early trade today, so definitely silently climbing higher there. When we look at currency, bonds and cryptos, the US dollar continues to strengthen, with the dollar index up around 0.25% or so. It's at the 98.25 mark as we speak. Treasury yields though have held steady. The 10-year treasury yield, the US 10-year treasury, is at 2.15%. And when we look at cryptos, well, they're marginally lower, with Bitcoin just above that $41,000 mark. It's a roundup of how indices are looking, hopefully at a positive week. At the moment, at least, it seems a positive start to this week. Definitely looks like to be on the cards for Indian markets.